Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for the continuing adventures of Kyle Katarn. Sorry, Cal Kestis, definitely different characters. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of glad that we got to this spooky ice cavern after having Force Push, although I guess you can't get here without it. Because I can see we might be shortcutting a lot of the combat here by just shoving enemies off cliffs. I'm going to do it to this guy right now, check it out. Okay, turns out there's a lot of enemies here, though, so that's not going to solve all my problems. This is the part where I have to... Hey, let me go. It's the part where I have to relearn the combat controls because it's been like 2 days. And my memory is for garbage. Aw. Right as I went in. I'm getting caught a lot by the enemies, like, hesitating a lot in their attack animations and stuff.
Come back here.
I just keep expecting everything will go as fast as it possibly can. And unfortunately for me, the enemies are just a little bit too smart for that. Well, you know what? I can just reset my health right here. We have the cosmetic. There's no reason for us to go back down there. So I've been thinking about this game a bit. This game and Star Wars in general. A bit over the weekend. And I have to say, on the whole, I'm really having a good time. There's like a, there's a real, as Giant Bomb might say, video game-ness to this thing where like the combat is snappy and fun and the puzzle temple is just like it's getting, oh geez, what are you? Alright, hold on a second, I'll be back to this subject in a moment. That was actually like probably a really good opportunity for a for one of these. Nope, never mind, that didn't work. Is that not the button I think it is? I was trying to do the big overhead there. This thing's not too tough. Ow. Do need to learn the attack patterns a little bit. Alright, I'm getting there. Yeah, but like the combat's fast and snappy. The puzzle temple was just like working that thing about my brain that likes puzzle video games where I'm just like, I'm making just enough progress just often enough that it's really pulling me forward. But there are still some elements I'm having trouble with. I do want to apologize again for the performance of the game. That's, I think, largely my hardware's fault, and people were noticing that in some areas, like, the textures look really weird and stuff. I have some stuff cranked down, and that's just, again, that's probably not the game's fault. I can't, I guess, verify that in any way. I'm not watching anybody else play the game or anything, but my guess is that a lot of the problems we're seeing are on account of my hardware. Yeah, see, I have way more time than I think I have some of the time. I think part of the issue, too, part of the issue with me trying to go too fast and getting caught by enemy animations that have pauses in them is that the first difficult enemy we fought was the Ogdu Bogdu, which attacks so fast that I can't even deal with it. The Jotaz is a formidable, what is this thing? A formidable and highly aggressive predator that utilizes brute strength to establish supremacy. Yep, it was certainly doing that. A thick hide provides armor-like defensive support, but vulnerabilities may exist along the abdomen region, where the skin is thinnest. This creature lacks in speed is supplemented by forceful blows and an impressive reach of long forearms. Okay, well, we learned a thing. But yeah, there is a problem that I have. We're going to go back. I'm not going to rest, but we are going to spend the skill point real quick. With the lightsaber. So, like, this plays a little bit into Star Wars game developers always wanting you to be playing a Jedi. I feel like the kinds of games you can make about a Jedi protagonist are actually sort of limited. I just completely didn't mean to press that. I was talking, and so I pressed the button I didn't mean to press. Whatever, it's fine. We can fight that thing again. It's no big deal. But, like, I don't know that this style of game is necessarily good for a Jedi protagonist, because I think that it really doesn't play well with the idea of a lightsaber. Like, it feels cool and Star Wars as hell when you're fighting ordinary stormtroopers, and you're, like, parrying them through their sequence of attacks with the shock staff, and then you hit them once and they pop. But when you're fighting just like a ram, just a normal-ass ram, and I have to hit it 4 times to bring it down, I'm not using a lightsaber anymore. I'm just using a sword, right? And it doesn't feel like a lightsaber anymore. And I'm really frustrated that they would give you a lightsaber to capitalize on like the visual and audio coolness of a lightsaber, but then decide that they don't want to do the thing that's mechanically cool about lightsabers. I don't know. You could make this game with a Jedi protagonist and just like have him have him lose his... It's shortly after Order 66, right? Have him lose his lightsaber in some way in the early game, and then have to go through a lot of the game without it, but still with all his Jedi skills, so he gets a normal sword, and then the combat makes, like, way more sense. I don't know. And then, like, near the end of the game, you'd get your lightsaber back, and you'd be super powerful. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little bit annoying. I have to say, I like the idea of using our force powers on large groups of enemies. I'm not sure if I think Empowered Slow would be better than Mass Push. Mass Push giving us some, like, broad positioning control actually sounds really good. I'm going to take this. Particularly here in this cavern, I can see how it might be useful. Oh wow, that really doesn't... Oh, that's true. Force Push doesn't really work on large enemies without this ability, so that is a thing that's worth picking up as well. Or another reason that it was worth picking up. That said, against a single large enemy, I should probably just be using Slow. Okay, you know, I don't think I had noticed that there was this door over here. Alright. Okay, there's some Star Wars happening on the other side of that door. What is going on? What a weird interaction for them to record for you to hear through the door. Alright, we're gonna fight this thing flawlessly this time. Oof, boy, yep. It's one of those things where I do the thing way too early. He's actually, like, a lot better off just using his normal attacks against me, because I'm too dumb to dodge them. And I do appreciate them attempting to give some excuse for you not immediately killing the wildlife. Like, oh, it has a lightsaber-resistant hide, or whatever, but it reads as an excuse, you know? It doesn't really work. Okay, yep, that makes sense.
An Imperial officer was trying to hide a relic down here. There was a cave-in. She became trapped and never escaped.
Her death scream was several seconds after the cave-in, so I guess she got trapped with that creature, and then the creature brained her with a rock or something. Pretty grim way to go. That is real far away. Can I wonder, if I force push... I was wondering if I could set the vine swinging that way, and then just get it to swing back over to me. But maybe that's the thing we have to approach from the other side. Alright, well, I mean, we may as well just go ahead and stim up.
I need some med speedy one.
Right, no sense walking around with half health. Waiting for the stims. Alright, yeah, I guess let's commit. So, is that's one of those rams? Oh hey, the stormtroopers have found their way over here. I wonder if one of those guys is the guy with the bad boot. Alright, we're gonna go take this ram out. Who's ready? Check this. Boy, that didn't work at all. Look, I can learn. Is that the first time I've killed one of those rams without taking damage? I think it legitimately might be.
Hostile approaching. This won't end well.
Oh, this is bad. He's loaded up. If I try to climb up, he's just going to shoot me. Okay, well, his buddy sort of boosted me up onto the platform accidentally, which was nice of him. Alright, there's my opening. See, that's good. That feels like a lightsaber. Alright, what else is going on up here? This looks important, although I can't interact with it.
Can you see her? I'm under an Imperial dig site. We got a lot further than we thought.
We can't worry about that now. The Empire's identified you as the Jedi from Bracca. They're searching for the Mantis as we speak.
Okay, sorry about that. It crashed. It crashed back to desktop. You know, I'm not 100% sure that it's all my hardware's doing. I have heard that the game's a little wacky for other people too. So I don't know. That might have been on my end. It did seem like the textures and the lighting got real strange right before the crash, but I will say that I am not... my graphics hardware is actually totally fine, or should be at least. I wouldn't expect it to be a graphics card issue. I don't know. Whatever. Listen, computers are real complicated. I don't know if you know that. Okay. We're getting there. We're kind of learning to fight this guy. Okay. What do I have to scan here? Sound of destruction. The MK-270 Imperial pulverizers are crucial for Project Augur, as the icy barriers in Zepho's cave systems require an incredible amount of power to break through. Even the Empire's specialized saws are not sufficient to break through this ice on their own. Okay, well that makes me feel like we should not stay here for very long. So, before we get back into the Empire's cursed mining cart, I guess let's, yeah, let's head this way. Let's look around down here a little bit more. I'm a little nervous that we're going to get back in there and it's going to crash again, so... Alright. Super push! Okay, pretty effective. We didn't really get a lot of XP for that, but I don't know... That might have been the amount of XP we would have gotten anyway, for fighting them normally. Okay, it looks like this is actually the only other path, maybe, aside from that area over there with the vine, which I'm pretty sure we have to go around. What does our map look like down here? Not terribly informative. I guess that makes sense. We haven't really explored it yet. I was just trying to see if the map indicated that this way might lead us around to that vine or not. So where am I going? Maybe we can open that thing up? Oh jeez. Very, very dangerous to be pressing my force power buttons while also trying to run forward.
Much better.
Here we go. Just hit the button a little bit earlier, that's all. Oh, that's a wall run wall. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the melee guy sapped just a little bit of our blocking bar and made it so we couldn't absorb the full volley of machine gun fire, because that eats about the full bar. That's a little tricky. I should have pushed him. I should have pushed him. I'm not using my force powers enough. We got to use the force powers more. Because if I just let that guy set his feet, start firing, and then give him a shove, I'm sure it would have kept him off balance till we got over to him. Alright, well now I have to go get my XP back. That was probably a bad idea. Even as I was doing it, I was like, this is dumb. What are you thinking? Okay. It was a bad start. You know what? I need to be using all of our upgrades too. Like I bought so much stuff and I'm having a hard time working it all actually into play here. Alright, slow. I probably didn't need to slow him. At that point I had it, but that was a real bad fight. That's fine, you know, we'll go hit that stormtrooper guy, he'll give us back a bunch of health, everything's gonna be okay. Jump up on these guys and give them the mega push. I have left myself without any force left, like my force bar is empty, so actually, maybe this is gonna go really badly.
He's not invincible. Get him.
Right, my plan there was to... Oh, no! Well, I seem to have caught myself on the inside of this rock. I'm on a pipe. Okay, can I get out of here? This pipe's probably not really supposed to have collision. Alright, I'm just gonna finish falling. Oh, Jesus! Why would it spawn me on that platform but facing backwards? Rough start today. My apologies. It's alright. We'll get there. We'll get there. So now we're going to have to go fight that big thing again, and oh no, my tiny amount of XP that I had earned since the last skill point is probably just gone now. You know what? There's not really a good reason to fight. I'm not fighting him. We're just running. he wants to follow me down here, he should feel free to do so. Yeah, we're cool. Alright. I'm gonna not use the Force on these dudes. I'm gonna kill these guys the old-fashioned way with stabbing. That is... You see how slick that one's little dodge move was? Alright, well, I'd be lying if I said that's exactly how I meant for that to go. But this time we have enough force power that we should be able to execute a decent push. Okay, that dealt a small amount of damage to him. That's enough to get my stuff back.
You're too quick.
Okay. Sloppy, but we got there. So this is just another mining cart? And I don't have the scompling thing yet. Well, hold on a second. So... that one goes up this way. How do I... oh, yeah. E is how I go up. So that one goes up, actually back to an area we've been in already. This other one, the one we're near now, goes into the darkness, to a place we haven't been already. So I guess let's take this one forward. It looks like there's nowhere to go except using these things, so hopefully, fingers crossed everyone, that we don't experience another crash. Apparently, it's gonna take a minute. You know, listen, not everything can have a hyperdrive on it, right? Every time we see a little hitch here, now my breath is catching in my throat. Please, please don't catch. Please, or crash. Please, please don't crash. I can't even English good today. Whatever that creature is, it punched all of my brain out of me. It's metal. We found the excavation equipment. Did you know they're doing some excavation down here? Actually, sorry, the level of dust suggests it's been here a long time. They used to be doing some excavation down here. Well, yeah, I think we should definitely go ahead and rest, because I am doing a terrible job. Can we get in here? This looks pretty... oh, we could get in here if I had a scomp link. It's just maybe an area that we're going to have to come back to later.
He was killed by a cave-in. Imperial excavation is making these tunnels unstable.
So I guess... we could probably ride this back down, but I guess let's do this thing. Alright, going to be very careful and not fly off the edge irresponsibly. I jumped way early there. Oh, and it just put us over here anyway. Ha! He went to parry my attack. But he did not count on me being too dumb to even do it in a way that could have hit him in the first place, so the parry missed. Please stop doing that. It's actually remarkably effective. Okay, hold on. Hold on, hold on. There's a way to go over here. I wonder where this leads. Hold on. Was there a gap in the wall there? In between the two wall run segments? There is, but it doesn't... I don't think there's anything in it. And I guess the map would tell us, right? Okay. I wish we had force pull. Oh, never mind. Ah, right. Too big to be pushed. I knew that already. They just don't feel that big. But I'm sure if I had held down the button and done the big push, it probably would have knocked him off the ledge. He was right on the edge there. There's a lot of stuff you do in this game that really like commits you to an animation. which is good. I mean, that's good. It's a decent test of skill, of developed combat skill. I just have to, you know, get some of that. But hey, listen, beating the game's not going to feel like a triumph if I don't die 20 times per episode, right? Is the melee stormtrooper just dead already? Oh, I really thought the dodge would get us clear. Yeah, weird. The melee stormtrooper just didn't respawn. Hold on, I realized I didn't go look at this before. Hey, it has a green light on it, you know, I figured. Could be a thing. Okay. This time we are not going to get murdered by a single ram. It is a little bit weird, I suppose, to make a Star Wars game that is so much about fighting random wildlife. Ah, he was just a little bit too far. He killed me before I could stand back up. I was mashing dodge as hard as I could, but you can't dodge while you're in a recovery animation. I might have been able to go into a block, because I've definitely gotten killed now many times while trying to recover from an attack by mashing dodge. I should have a better sense that that's not a thing that works. But maybe it's the case that if you get hit by that first ram, the second one is just guaranteed? Feels like if that's the case, they could get the same thing across by just having the first ram do the damage of the two of them combined. Save everybody a little bit of time. Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Yep, just fast enough. Well, you're gonna have to figure it out, man. There we go. Use the Force a little bit, everything goes off smoother. This is the part where I actually don't get killed by a ram. I will say it is a little funny how in every area we've been to, the wildlife is so much more dangerous than the stormtroopers. I am learning the timing. I am learning not to commit to my full combo 100% of the time. Oh, okay. I just kind of blind jumped there. I had no idea where I was going to end up. Well, this is interesting. We're getting closer to the ice ceiling of the cavern. Up ahead, dudes are fighting. Oh!
Encountering Jedi? Yeah, okay.
Fancy trooper. Okay, I wanna kill the little guy first, because I think I probably... damn it. It's definitely switching targets without me doing anything. I'm wondering if maybe the lock-on system wants to be targeting the closest enemy to you. Because my plan there was to swap targets to the little guy, dodge around to the side, pick off the little guy real fast, and then have the one-on-one with the Purge Trooper. But as soon as the Purge Trooper moved closer to me, the targeting swapped back to him, which made me turn completely around. It's not at all what I was expecting. And I've probably expressed this already. I just really don't like lock-on systems. Just have the attack be performed in the direction that I'm looking. And if that's a problem for the controller version of the combat, then, you know, figure something else out. But, like, with a mouse, I have the ability to turn around to pretty much exactly the degree that I want to, whenever I want to, which is that's a real issue if you're using a thumbstick to orient yourself. So I get why it would not, why you'd have to have something like the lock-on for the controller version. But, like, for example, the Batman Arkham games. you don't need to use lock-on in the Arkham combat. You can Arkham combat with a mouse really, really effectively without ever worrying about any lock-on nonsense. Almost. I was really hoping I would be able to do that. Okay. Look at that. Look at how much cleaner that's getting. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason that the lock-on system feels so strange to me, is that I'm so used to playing these games with a mouse and keyboard, which is just not a situation where you ever need that kind of thing. Because lock-on combat is a correction for a problem that you don't have when you're using a mouse. Tried to throw a slow in there. It did not work. Oh, because I don't have any force is probably why. Jesus Christ. Those guys can really do some damage.
Stay on you. He's on the run. He's wounded.
Yeah, this is a real problem. If you
Commander saw this.
If you need to commit on an enemy and you don't have any force, you don't have anything you can really do aside from just hit them until their block bar breaks, huh? So, like, there's no way to quickly kill a single stormtrooper who has a melee weapon, because he can just block you. If I had had the force and could slow him so that his block doesn't work in time, then I could have popped that guy really fast. And then, if I could fight that stormtrooper, the purge trooper one-on-one, I'm sure I'd be fine.
This is boring.
Thank you, purge trooper.
He won't be getting back up. Look this. You can't stop us.
Yeah, I'm getting that sense.
The Emperor prevails.
Well, I can certainly see how the purge would have worked. It turns out the soldiers that they trained specifically to murder Jedi are pretty good at murdering Jedi. Who would have thought?
I actually got it.
Yeah, you did actually got him. No kidding. I'm the normal trooper.
That's how we take him out.
One for you.
Nope, I'm dodging as hard as I possibly can.
Clocked him.
And I was really hoping he would just follow that up with an attempt to attack me. It is not super easy to fight two enemies who have... Wow, why did that connect? Why did I actually hit him? Alright, come on, get up. Yep. I should at this point know that big combo from the Purge Trooper ends with an unblockable charge move.
Quick, help!
Stay on you.
So close. Yeah, okay. Alright. Just you and me.
I'm not so easily defeated.
So there are little windows in their combo where you can just hit them.
That's all you want. Miss.
The prompts across the bottom of the screen are going to tempt me into pressing E one of these days. Interesting. So that attack just misses. If you stand still, he just doesn't hit you with that at all. Alright, see right there? That's a thing I need to get used to. If I just single dodged...
You're frightened.
If I just single dodge away from the charge instead of double dodging. Yeah, like that. There we go. I can get a shot in.
Elude me. Death is near.
Oh my god.
I just took down a
Oh my
trooper in
God.
black and red armor. The same type from Braca.
Oh,
Trooper. Their only purpose is to hunt Jedi.
I
Are the
could...
Inquisitors coming?
It's possible, but we're far from Braca. They might think purge troopers are enough. Or they could be stalling you on purpose. Stay wary.
There's a lot of dialogue that didn't need to happen right at that moment. I could probably at almost any point during that have slowed him, and that would have been the end of it, but I got real focused on trying to do it with the
Nice
lightsaber.
job.
Okay. Electro Baton Purge Troopers. Extremely not trivial to fight when they have something else to distract you.
What was in there?
That didn't need to be as hard as I made it, but it was hard. It was some of that was legitimate difficulty, and some of it was me being bad at the game. And some of it was the lock-on system being implemented in a way that is completely insane.
That's an excellent find. It will need my personal evaluation.
Oh, so Officer Crane is the one who died upstairs after the cave-in, right? Alright, let's, So, wait, this is going to be the other side of that door, yeah. Alright, well, that's fine. That's fine, we can do the thing from here. So, that means that the only ways that we have out of this room at this point are figuring out how to get to that distant vine or going up the thing that crashed the game last time. So I guess we'll go take a look at this vine again. Alright, we're going to do a good job here. That's a good start. It's definitely the thing I was talking about. Oh, that's a double attack. Careful. That's not an attack at all. Okay. Well, that's just not gonna do. I'm gonna go reset the area. I have to do a better job than that. And I have to, I consistently, just at the combat as a whole, have to do a better job than that. Oh, I do have another skill point available. I suppose let's spend it. Don't know what I want to spend it on. Frankly, what I need is, it turns out, more force. I want to be using my force powers more often, and I'm just not able to do it all that much. So slow the target for a longer duration, slow all targets around them, and increases the slow duration. Okay, so it's just the same thing, but it'll also do other stuff. That does sound useful, but I think right now I just need more force in general. It's actually really, really useful. When I Alright, well, this has been a total goddamn nightmare of a recording day. Let's just try to make some actual forward progress here before we have to stop. This is unfortunately... I've already devoted probably more time to this than I really can afford to, so let's just try to get something actually done. Let's get out of here before we call it for the day. I am starting to learn this guy's attacks, I feel like, which is good. Given the number of times I've fought him. Oof, boy, that... He does that thing where he just screams at you and it's not an attack at all. And I have a hard time telling the difference between that and the attack that just hit me. Okay. How many battles against a creature should it take for you to become proficient in fighting that creature? It's a tough question. But I am confident I am above that number on everything that I have fought today. And also these rams just kind of in general. Alright, come on, do your thing. We all know you want to do it. Alright, well...
Some help here, BD1?
Tried to get greedy and sneak in the third hit. It seems like if you attack them right away as soon as your dodge is done, you might be able to get the full 3-hit combo. Yes, it's true. I am moving. Oh, he's reloading now. I shouldn't have done this. There we go. Yeah, I should either have just rushed him right away, or I should have stayed back to get into fire. Like, the way I did it there was not ideal, but it worked. So this is the one thing forward. Actually, can we see where's that vine? Here's the vine. Okay. Can we at least do we have any idea how we might get to the vine? So there's an unexplored path just above where the cursor is right now. If that leads downward, you can sort of see how it might snake around and end up at that vine, maybe? Or that green, the door there, the green door that I couldn't open before but now can. That also might lead down. I think those are really the only places where it looks likely at all. Basically, I don't think we're going to be able to do it from here. So I'm fine trying to move
Under
forward.
Imperial dig site. They got a lot further than we thought.
We can't worry about that now. The Empire's identified you as the Jedi from Braca.
Alright, fingers crossed, everyone.
Mantis as we speak.
Can't you move the Mantis?
It's too risky to start the engine. Its power discharge will draw their
Okay.
attention immediately.
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Well, that weird lighting thing happened again, but this time it didn't didn't kill the game. Yeah, usually when you see a lighting issue like that, you would assume that it's a graphics card problem, like a graphics driver crash that caused the issue for the game. But I would really, of all the parts of my system that might be broken, I really would not think it would be the graphics card. Or that might be underpowered and not running the game well. Oh, hold on a second. Where am I relative to... Could this be the way back to that vine? Probably not. It doesn't look like it. Well, let's figure out what's going on with this. Oh, hold on. Let's meditate and then figure out what's going on with this. I guess I should probably touch that door, too. Because I think it's just going to open a door back into another part of the world that we've already been to, right? I will admit, I was not looking at the map too closely. Not looking at this part of the map too closely. Alright, where is this? Any chance that the map could just show up regardless of whether... Okay, regardless of whether I'm near terrain or not, please? So that door takes us... Okay, it's right back to the ship. Alright. Some good circular level design. So we just slide down here, slow you... Okay. Oh, there's a hole on the other side of it that's not at all visible because of the... That was a bad slow. There we go, better. Yeah, that's crummy. That's crummy that they designed that way. There's no way for you to know that there's an actual gap that extends past the gear. You certainly can't just look at it. Okay, here we go. One more? No more. Okay, so that's just a way that you would get back here if you had gone up and decided that you wanted to get back down. Wait, is there? Oh, this'll call the thing back. Did I pressed interact. I guess he did interact with it. You know what? He used the Force. Because he's Cal Kestis, professional Force user. Not like good at it, but it is his job. He is a professional. Okay, well now we know that pathway... I wonder if the elevator would not take you back down. I can't imagine why else there would be a separate pathway right next to the elevator that does nothing but take you back to the bottom. You must not be able to use the elevator to get down. Yeah, weird. Okay.
Some help here, boys?
I mean, I guess I don't need to do this because I'm totally just gonna rest at the point up here. Well, I'll tell you, the business of recording video game gameplay and posting it to the internet has a lot of little moving parts. Sometimes they do not, some days they do not want to line up. Okay. So let's go ahead and head out this way.
Okay, I'll look.
What are we looking at? We're looking at this baton.
Good job.
An Imperial Electro Baton, given to troopers stationed in remote areas where unexpected threats may arise. These weapons were crafted from the same components as Clone Wars era Electro Staffs, but have updated Imperial modifications. Okay, so the Electro Staff as a weapon that you can use to fight a lightsaber is probably a thing that has been in lots of other media. My first experience of it was the Episode 7. But they must appear in the Clone Wars. Oh man, I more or less forgot about the fact that we bought that thing. Hey, that's cool. That's a useful thing. So I can just drop right back down to the ship. Oh, except there's an ATST over there. Okay, hold on. There's also, like, areas we haven't been able to go... places we haven't been able to go to that I can now go to. that I would like to go to. For example, I would love to interact with that bridge. Yeah, I guess we're fighting the ATST no matter what, though, to get through, so... That seems like a real problem.
Firing on us, and our weapons are down.
Is that him? Tell him he better get his butt.
Hold on, I'm on my way.
Hey, yo, I can see when the ATST is shooting, and that transmission did not line up. Do they have a fake ATST noisemaker in there? Okay, wait, can you reflect blaster bolts of this size with a lightsaber? I guess I don't know. Well, that's a missile. That's definitely not a thing you can reflect. Okay, grenades. Wow, is that can't be the way I'm intended to win the fight. Don't let it step on me. Oh, I could probably push the explosives back into it, maybe? Yeah, that works. That's so much better. I was gonna say, the lasers do comparatively very little damage. And then I'm out of force. So, looks like reflecting laser bolts into the thing maybe doesn't give force back? I was expecting I was expecting to get force back from that, because otherwise how are you supposed to get it back? I guess we could run up on it and chop at the legs a little bit. I was assuming that if I got close it would step on me, frankly, but I guess we'll see. Worth a try. That doesn't seem too bad, if we can figure out a way to refresh our force. Really, Cal? You couldn't just, like, put a little bit more effort into that? Okay. It would be really cool if there wasn't just, like, a little garbage encounter right before the boss fight. You know, like, I'm just saying the checkpoint and the boss fight should be right on top of each other. Ow. I'm going to try to get up on him and hack at his leg and see if this works. I'm going to get blown up. Yep, that was my concern. Here's the thing, I can't, Yeah, I'm definitely not getting... Ooh. Also, apparently he can shoot me while I'm blocking if he is above me enough. So that's not good. I mean, that's not hard to deal with. Just don't be that close to him. The block is supposed to be omnidirectional, but it sure doesn't always work the same way. Like, sometimes things just don't get blocked when they are not in front of you. Alright. That is easy enough if you just actually land the aerial attack. Which is to say, remember to press the attack button before you touch the ground. What? Cal? Did I fell in that little gap there. That's cool. That's a good way to start the fight. That's a pretty clever little move on his part. Fire your blaster bolts in pairs and miss the first shot, so that if I try to parry, I just don't get anything out of it. He's trying really hard to get on top of me, which suggests to me that it's a bad idea for me to allow that to happen. I thought I successfully pushed the explosives back into him as he was launching them one time, but I'm having a hard time doing it again. Am I getting force back? The thing is, I can't watch him and successfully time the parry, and also watch my force bar. And it's not, aside from that one mark, it's not like striated in any way that would allow you to tell whether you're getting force back easily. It's just like, well, there's some in there, and then I block, and then there's some in there. Who knows if that's more? I'm just gonna have to not try to look down. And also not fall in the tiny little 6-inch wide gap over here. Really? Cal? Wanna help me out here a little bit? There we go. It's a pretty soft force push there, Cal.
BD1, stim. Quick, help.
Well, I mean, I'm slowly working you down. It is a little silly that it seems like my best play here is to just stand... I mean, I don't know. I guess it feels silly, but I suppose that's probably the way the Jedi would do it in a movie, right? If a Jedi character were to fight an ATST for some reason. What the hell happened to the missile? Apparently I force pushed it into space? It's not really what I was planning on doing. And I'm doing an alright job here. There we go, that's what I wanted. Ow. So if he just walks toward me, those blow up at his feet, it looks like they don't actually do any damage to him. Again, getting myself into trouble by watching bars instead of watching the big gun that's aimed at me. That's close enough that it's a danger. I guess the greatest danger that those things actually pose is that they create smoke that makes it harder for me to see when he's charging his laser. That was, I was not close enough, I think. I pressed 2 and I was like, okay, fight over. So I was not ready to have to dodge the missile. Because, you know, when you press 2, it makes the missile go away. Not that time. There's a real lack of, like, indication in this game. Like, there's no indicator for whether or not something is in range for your force powers. There's no indicator on the, like, no clear indicator on your force bar how much force a power will take. You have a little thing at the bottom that's like that measures whether or not you have enough power to do even one force. But, like, I can't look at my bar right now and say, is that 3.5 or is it 4? Which is the thing that you might like for the purposes of tactics, you know, making decisions. I am just never going to know whether it's safe to press the force push button or not. Okay, definitely don't want to be right here. Yeah, he's definitely making it hard for me to reflect his shots by erratically missing with the first laser of the blast. I'm getting kind of good at getting through it anyway, but... Come on, fire some missiles. You know you want to. This laser thing is not working. Gotta change up your tactics. Yeah, see, like there I was able to tell the first laser was not actually coming for me and not block until the second one hit. But sometimes they're misses that are still pretty close. And sometimes I think a laser's not quite going to hit me and it totally does. And then I look like an idiot. Alright, here we go. There you go. It's just an ATST. No big deal. Hey. Are you gonna, like... He was actually going to try to fight me. I was giving him a chance to surrender. Alright, well, that works. How's the thing here? You want me to field weld it, or... Nope, okay. Ramp out, let's just go. Fair enough. Oh, but I want to do... stuff. You know what? Maybe we should just leave and come back once we have the Scomplink thing. Because there's stuff here that we still can't interact with, right? Maybe let's just come back once we have the ability to do all the stuff.
Nice work out there, kid. Hey, you got some real moves on you.
I was mostly standing
this
still.
visit wasn't for nothing.
I found the tomb of a Zepho sage. They definitely used the Force.
An advanced civilization of force wielders who mysteriously vanished. No wonder Master Cordova became so obsessed with them. What else did you find?
Before they disappeared, the Zepho journeyed to the planet Kashyyyk.
Oh,
Cordova had a Wookiee friend named Tarful. Maybe we can find him.
Kashyyyk, look, things are really bad down there. The Empire's muscling in on those Wookiees big time.
Then we better get ready for a fight.
I'm with
I
Grease on
think
this.
this lifestyle suits you. Fighting that walker seems to have made you more confident. So, how are you holding up?
I mean, with the Force?
Yes, with the Force. I know you said it could be overwhelming.
Haven't gotten myself killed yet. Rather not talk about it.
Yeah, well, I understand. More than you realize.
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
When the Purge started, and our clone troops turned against us, my Padawan and I took several younglings and we went into hiding. But we didn't last long. Imperial Patrol was about to discover our location, so I tried to lure them away from my Padawan Trilla. She stayed behind with the younglings, but they caught me. And they tortured me. They wanted to know about the others and how many were left, but mostly they wanted to know about Cordova and where he went.
But you escaped.
Yeah. It was a prison riot. I saw my opportunity and I took it. But they almost broke me. And I am not the same as I was, Cal.
Your Padawan. Did she survive?
No. But that's why we can't give up. We can't let the sacrifice of those closest to us be for nothing.
Man, there's some real weird popping when you get out of a cutscene. I'm still really enjoying the actual like actor performances and the character animation and stuff. I think there's a lot of stuff going for this game, but I am particularly easily frustrated today. There's a lot of stuff going on that is not the game's fault. I think this is probably where I have to call it just for the sake of time. I don't know how much of that footage is actually going to make it into the final episode. I'm going to have to do some editing. But thank you all so much for watching and sticking with it. Come back next time, tomorrow, for hopefully a smoother day, both from my performance perspective and from a technical perspective. And we'll see you then.